Hello, Divine Feminine, to your timeless reading. Please bear in mind a few things before we get into your reading, that I am Master Seventh that reads these energies for you, aka Seventh. Should you want to know who I am, what I'm all about, and what I offer, there are plenty of details within the description box below for you. You will find ways on how to get in line and signing up for remote wellness and or tarot insights. And further detail to other ways of how to maneuver both of my channels. All the links can be found in the description box below. I'm currently offering like digital punch cards. Should you want to have one signed up for you, feel free again to check out down in the description box on how to do so. And what it means is that if you get a punch card assigned to you with every purchase within 30 days of a wellness check or a single card message, the 10th service is a free mini reading from me. Okay? As far as the readings go, these are timeless messages. Whatever brought you here, you may have felt a vibe, seeing whether or not the vibe fits you in one way or another. This is not a one-on-one reading, so use your discernment to take what is yours and leave the rest behind. And feminine, masculine energy are non-gender specific. Whatever brought you here, as it being titled Divine Feminine, has nothing to do with what kind of body shape you own, okay? Or desire to want. Divine Feminine. What is that's why I felt so empty and at the same time full. What a way to begin a reading. Eight of Swords. Feeling all bits of out of sorts. This collective of a bubble is missing their connection to mom. Specifically mom energy. Even if like daddy fits the role for mommy energy. But this bubble is missing mother energy. It's missing the nourishment of a hug, a nourishment of, you don't have to explain your emotions to me. I see you for who you are. I feel you for what you want to be in this moment. And I nurture that. I nurture what is you. And people are bound by this moment at this time, of the loss of not feeling sure why they don't have it when they do have those characteristics. Majority of you may know who your mommy is and understand the connection of that person being your mom, but there's something within that niche that is still unfulfilled. And when you've maybe maneuvered in that curiosity of emotion in life, you may have gotten so many nudges to get you to heal that version of that loss or that miss or that desire. You don't really know how to categorize it. You don't know if it's a loss because it's right in front of you. You don't know if it's miss if you had and maybe this person passed on. You don't know what this emotion is, but you do know that it's giving you chaos. And majority of you who may listen to this message and resonate with this have a sustainable control of your life enough to get away with being part of life, showing up to the game of life and the mysticism that it has to offer, yet not really knowing exactly how you can really make sense of it all. It's part of like this inevitable ambiguity going on that if you vibe a certain way, you might come across of, oh, okay, this person I vibe with somehow. And sometimes those same choices in life have gotten you to vibe with someone, and then you get into the private life of things in German, there's this word called der Alltag, which is like to indicate in a way that it's the old pattern. And when the old pattern comes up, it's like the routine of being in a certain maneuvering of time that's mundane, that's redundant, and redundancy comes from that. And once you see redundancy of that, you can almost tell when it comes to people their true nature, their true authenticity. You didn't know, you like the things that you didn't know were possible for this person to be may come up in certain privatized situations or private negotiations or transactions where the audience is not available. There's no one to see this person be this way. And then it becomes questionable whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing because of your emotions. And so whether or not your emotions are feeling safe or feeling questionable is the very reason we need to at least hold the emotion accountable for it being flawed. It's a flawed emotion. Because if it's something that fits you naturally, you don't get a sense of concern or sense of resiliency or a wall or ambiguity. You don't get that. Anything that is clear has no ambiguity towards it. So some of you really are longing that maternal hunger of someone seeking you out and seeing you for who you are. And you're at the same time seeing eye to that desire, not wanting to ask for it, but more of like falling into it. And that's remarkable because this is something that shows growing pains of what it means to transgress in life, of something to just, it's cliche to say it's no longer you because it is you. It is you. And it's cliche to say that you're evolving because everything is evolving. So what is it besides what is? It's that ambiguity. It's the space of nothing where everything comes from. And only when you feel unsafe is when emotions get triggered, because emotions is the human experience. 7 of Pentacles. Having a new form of understanding what death could maybe mean in your life. And the message that it's trying to bring you, especially when you feel tied by something that is inevitable. Why should one remain in fear? It's almost also a cliche to ask that question, because a lot of people may have that question and may be also not in a position to be in a safe space to ask this question about death, about challenging questions in life, challenging emotions in life, challenging people and perspective and opinions of life. Yet there's something more or less like becoming enlightened about an idea that you always taken seriously, just never have been able to exploit that part of you. So this is bigger than an emotional relationship. King of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, it's much bigger than relationship and tangible things, because this is something that almost begins the question of what ambiguity is. And then ambiguity almost leaves a veil open of, well, then let's challenge authenticity. And if we then challenge authenticity, then we get closer into figuring out why this you, it, he, she, them, they, whatever you define yourself to be, that you express that. And you deal with those consequences. There's so many people who formulate a life based on white lies. And white lies is still a lie. And white lies can hurt, even if white lies mean well. They're not golden lies. They're white lies. They're meant to impose that this person meant no harm to where it's reaching you, but to give you the golden life of honor would mean that I'm guilty of something and I want to prove to you that I'm not. So I challenge the color of giving you a white lie, because I'm telling you, if we were to say it's the golden lie, we would feel different. We would be quickly feeling regrettable about something if we say, I've just told you a golden lie. And why is that? Why does golden feel so much more powerful than white? Does it challenge the fact that maybe we could see gold and maybe white we can't? What is gold besides the crown of what it is that you know? And what creates that gold besides the white light that makes you think so that you are gold? Ten of Swords. Truth is stranger than fiction. And fiction will get you closer to the truth. Truth is stranger than fiction, and fiction will tell you about the truth. And that challenge is meant by the individual who wants to reconcile with themselves. This is a narrative about you, because you control the narrative that brought you here. Just as much you control the narratives you move forward and move on. The narratives that feel impossible, and some of the narratives that you lean into. $13.13. This bubble of a reading allows you to force yourself to feel, force yourself to embody, and then to listen out who it is you blame, and then hold them accountable if they are truly to blame, but never needing to teach them a lesson. There's nothing that you can teach them. Because they didn't come into your life or have you want to come have them. There's nothing that you can do by them choosing you to be part of their life that they decided they wanted to be taught on. That feeling of owing someone something is because you've been manipulated in some way of possibility that you are ought to feel yourself responsible about what someone else is going through. And that's the wrong type of emotional redemption seeking, at least in the form of how I communicate it. Alright, Divine Feminine. I'm being told to leave the messages where they are. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.